every day, one by one, I'm gonna try every recipe of Laura, starting from the very beginning. Come, join me on my challenge. Let's go! Hi everyone! My name is Ruta and welcome to the 284th day of my challenge, where it's a day where I'm gonna try a recipe which, if it works out, it will just boost my confidence and I'll feel like a true chef. This is one of those super fancy looking dishes, so I'm so excited. I've never tried to cook anything like this before, so seriously, in my head, this is only what, mom and dad does. So this is so cool. I'm gonna try salt crusted prime rib. Just to explain or show how inexperienced I am, I don't really know what's the difference between rib and prime rib is. I just screenshotted the graph of the animal where it was marked where prime rib is in English. I went to the butcher and I was like, I need this piece. He was like, it's rib. So I'm not really sure what's the difference is, but it is gorgeous. He prepared such a beautiful piece of meat. He even left some bones sticking out. He said it will look gorgeous in the very end, and I cannot wait. So if you're curious to see how my adventure goes trying this and in general such kind of recipe for the very first time, then keep on watching. We're gonna need around 2.5 kilos piece of bone-in prime rib, 120 grams of kosher salt, half a cup of extra virgin olive oil divided into quarter and quarter cup, 15 grams of coarsely ground black pepper, 1 red onion, grated, 1 large head of garlic, grated as well, and 4 sprigs of rosemary, finely chopped. I want to start with all the preparation. So the first one is the meat. I washed it and now I want to pat it really dry because I'm gonna sear it, and if there's any water there will be some serious splashes. And then I also want to mix all of these ingredients and let them just sit for a bit while I deal with the meat. This will be this amazing paste-like thing which I will spread all over the top of the meat. And by the way, don't mind this, I'm not hurt. I just didn't wash my hands after the meat. So, into a small bowl, I'm gonna add a red onion, which by the way is actually originally shallot. The original recipe, calls for shallot, but I have yet to find that thing. I've never seen it in real life. So every single time the recipe calls for shallot, I just use red onion instead. Then the garlic, rosemary, quarter cup of extra virgin olive oil, and of course salt and pepper. The last thing I did was turn on my oven to preheat to the highest setting I have, which is 250 degrees for me. In the recipe, Laura says 260, but actually she mentions that it should be the highest setting your oven has. So it's doing its own thing, and now I'm ready to sear. Or am I? This is my largest skillet. I have other large ones, but they have higher sides, so I feel like those ones won't fit as properly. I don't know, I feel like these bones are the problem for now for searing, because they will sort of prevent the meat from I don't know, we'll see. Anyways, I'm gonna preheat my pan together with the remaining extra virgin olive oil over high heat. This is the point where I want it to be really hot, because I'm gonna only sear for 3 to 4 minutes on each side to get the nice deep golden brown color. But I'm not cooking the meat, I just want some good color. So I want the pan and the oil to be extremely hot. Okay, I expected to splash, so I just moved my precious pretty things from there. I think I'm almost there. It feels really hot. I don't see smoke yet, but I feel it's there. So now I wanted to add that you want to start with the fat side first, so it will go down. Be warned that this last step we just did, seared the meat, might not be, well, not really might, it won't be liked by your fire alarm system because man, is there smoke. So be sure to turn on your cooker hood on highest possible setting, open a window or a door, just, be prepared. And also, yep, it splashes everywhere. So now onto my little construction here. I don't really have a specific pan for this. I feel I should really already buy one because I did this so many times already. So you want a baking rack over a baking dish for a couple of reasons. One, you want the hot air to circulate all around the meat so that it would cook evenly and nicely and wouldn't sit in its own juices. And also you want this pan to catch all those juices and not just drip into your oven. So I'm gonna put the meat just as it is so that the bone would look down, and then I'm gonna smear this mixture all over the top, and I'm gonna go on sides a little bit as well. And now this goes into the oven for 30 minutes at that highest temperature. After 30 minutes, I'm gonna reduce the heat to 170 degrees and cook for 30 minutes more. But after I reduce the temperature, I'll be coming, I think, at 20 minutes mark to check the internal temperature of this meat because I'm aiming to reach 57 degrees. I have a meat thermometer. The brand is Paderno, and if anyone has the same thermometer of the same brand, would you please let me know if I can put it in the oven? I could not find online anywhere and I threw away, the packaging, so I'm not really sure if I could put it into the oven together with the meat. I would just stick it right now, like into the thickest part, and just put and not worry about and just peek through the glass, if you will, if the temperature is there or not. But now I'll be just taking the meat out at 20 minutes mark after I reduce the temperature and checking the temperature, and then we'll see how much it takes. Not quite there yet. It's almost there. I think 5 more minutes and it will be done. Perfect! So in total it cooked 35 minutes under the lower temperature. Okay, this goes out. So now what I want to do, and you want to do as well if you're doing this, cover the meat, not really sure how to do that, with aluminum foil and let it rest for 15 minutes. And you want to do that in order for the meat to just retain the juices in it once you cut it. If you were to cut right away, the juices would just kind of, flow out and leave the meat. But letting it rest for a bit ensures that the meat will stay juicy. Wow. Okay, let me just try because I'm so curious. I cooked the biggest piece of meat. I mean, seriously. I feel like in ancient times I would be so the type to marry, like if I made something like that. I feel like it still holds nowadays, doesn't it? Okay, I tried a piece from the I'm so sorry. I don't think I'll be able to, normally I pick it up and let you see the whole thing, but There are juices, and I don't know. Let me just cut from yay piece. Like when I say there's juices, there's such good juices there, because I tried the outer layer, so it's super flavorful. I'm very curious to try a piece of meat. Okay, just so you see what I do. I cut out the part from that part with the bone. Now I'm gonna cut out the piece. I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm gonna cut out the piece from the middle just to see if it's like still flavor. Oh my god, how's it flavorful? I don't get it. Oh my god, I would marry myself. Oh my god, this breaks all of my beliefs. When I was growing up, my dad is like the master of cooking huge pieces of meat, but his secret would be that he would marinate for quite a long time. I remember he would make these little holes inside the piece of meat, and then he would stick different kinds of things, but always some garlic, and I loved helping him. It was just so fun, like we're hiding garlic inside the meat, and then a bunch of other things, and then he would marinate it, and then it would get, flavorful. So I don't get how, without marinating and just putting a top layer of something, okay, that something was really nice. I'll just take another piece and test again, because I'm like, my mind is blown. How is this flavorful inside? How did it go there? It's so flavorful. It's perfectly salted. Not too salty, not too spicy. I put a ton of pepper in the meat. Oh my god. I mean, seriously guys, look at this. Okay, I made today's dinner so late. I shouldn't talk too long, but ooh, and my potatoes, sorry, my potatoes are ready. So I should just go and enjoy this amazing thing. Just quickly, okay, it will not resemble that at all. Okay, you will laugh. One sec. That's Laura's meat. Oh my god, it's quite hot. And that's mine. I love this recipe. I have to make it again for my family, because this is just mind-blowing for me. If you want to watch how Laura makes it, which is pretty much the exact same thing, because I followed her recipe to a T, the link is there. If you want a written recipe, check the description box down below. As always, it's both in American and metric systems, because I am using metric system myself, and Celsius degrees, not Fahrenheit, so you can check all of those things inside the description box. And by the way, if you don't have meat thermometer, then just for your reference, this piece of meat was 2.3 kilos, and it took me 1 hour and 5 minutes. 30 minutes in that super high temperature, and then 35 in lower to reach this perfect spot. So you can just try that. But better, those meat thermometers are really cheap, if I remember correctly. It wasn't very easy to find. I bought it online from Lithuania, and I remember I brought it back to Iran. Man, that was a long time ago, and this is the first time I actually tried it. So there you have it. I have meat juices all over me. I feel as tasty as that piece of meat. That sounded too dirty. So thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you would consider trying something like that, or do you feel like it's too intimidating? When you're cooking it for those 30 minutes in super high heat, you might get stressed out, but don't. That's why I added those little snippets of videos when I was adjusting the temperature, because there was legit smoke inside. And I turned on my cooker hood on high. I opened my balcony windows and like everything so the smoke would go out. So if you have a sensitive fire alarm system, just be mindful that there will be smoke with this recipe. I'm so sure that if I cooked and my mom was at home, like in my mom's home, she would be stressed out because her alarm system is so sensitive. But mine apparently appreciates the way I cook. And also because I had those previous experiences of smoking up the whole home, I think that happened at least 2 times. This time I actually wasn't that like scared or intimidated. I just like, you know, opened everything up and that's it. And once you reduce the heat and open to check for the temperature, so it's like in total 50 minutes later, actually there's not that much smoke at all. So don't be really scared and intimidated. This is not as hard as you might think it is. I mean, it's the first time I cooked a piece of meat. I mean, if I may say so myself, I did pretty good. So anyways, thank you so much for watching. Talk to you in the comments down below and I'll see you soon. Bye!